Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of CUDA Education. Today we are talking about more lighting stuff. So we're talking about the um, the albedo of a storage material. So let us just get started. We'll run our application as we know it, and we have our application here. So we trying to get rid of all the volumetric scattering and the fog and stuff, and just look at our application as it is. So we have our application here, um, and what we want to do is we want to investigate what is the natural color and the base color, the surface color of these objects in the scene. So right now, a lot of processing is happening to make these objects look nice and beautiful, obviously reacting to the things around them. So the lighting, the environment lighting, the directional sun light coming in, all of that stuff, ambient occlusion, all of the wonderful things. But what we want to do is we want to investigate what is the base lighting, what is the base color of these objects without any lighting. So in order to do that, we just return surface data.albedo. So we just return the albedo, the surface albedo of the stored material, and we don't do any further processing. So remember, guys, we are in the lighting shader function here, right? So this is the signature of the function, and then we start processing. But notice the very first term, we just return the surface data albedo, and that's it. So everything else is forgotten. And then we're going to run it, and we're going to see what happens when we do that. So when we do that, we see that we just get the base color of the materials, right? So you notice that there's no extra light processing, there's no environment lighting, there's no there's no any kind of external lighting. There's no sky color or sun, directional sun, or anything like that, ambient occlusion, nothing. It's just give me the surface texture of the object and the color associated with it. So clearly you could see that it is not visually pleasing, right? But we do this because we want to know what is the natural color of the textures in our scene, of the objects in our scene, right? Before we start messing around with it and all of that good stuff, okay? So what we're gonna do, let us just put back the regular processing. So we're gonna comment this out, and we're gonna do all the regular processing again, just so we could see what's going on when we add back in the lighting, right? So we could see that now we get a lot more, realistic and beautiful scene. We could see that the tiles are a little bit more realistic, and everything has more nuance to it. It's more luscious, all that good stuff, subtle, nuanced, all that good stuff, right? You guys, you artistic guys, know the words for this stuff, right? You could even see right here that the light is it's beautifully reflecting off of the stone right here, right? So that's right. You could even see it here. That's really, really nice, right? So this is Metal 4 rendering, okay? So what we want to do now is we're gonna put back, we're gonna just for completeness, we're gonna look at our albedo, which is just the raw color of the textures in our scene. So there's no lighting, nothing. We're just looking at the raw stone with nothing affecting it. Okay. So we're just looking at that. All right. So what we want to do now is we want to, just to see the actual effect of all of this, we're going to retard the surface albedo, the surface data.albedo. So we're going to retard it to just display a color, okay? We're going to retard it to just display a color, just so we have an idea of how much this affects, how much it affects the surface texture. So if we run this, we're going to see that Now we get, I don't know if you want to call this winter or whatever, but now we get something very different. Okay, now we still do all of our light processing. So we're emitting a halo light. The bulbs are emitting, uh, yeah, right. We still have our halo light. The bulbs are emitting. We still have a skylight. We still have environment lighting. We still have all of these lighting stuff that we're doing, but it's almost like it's covered in snow, right? And you see how it kind of retards the scene. Now this might actually be a good snow effect though. It might be a good snow effect. But we could see that it's retarding the scene, okay? Now if we change this value, we should get something different, right? Or maybe not. Hold on. Let's see if we do. We do get something different, but it's not changing as much as I'd like it to. All right, it just gives us a more aggressive version of the stuff, right? To the point where we can't even really see the tiles, okay? But anyway, so the purpose of this episode is just to add to our toolbox, and understand what's going on. Okay, guys, so this is the storage material for the stored color for the color for the stored material, the natural color without any actually, so let us do this. So we're going to now do that, but then we're going to just return that alone. So we're not going to do any light processing on it. And this is this is it without any light processing. So the light processing kind of calms this whole thing down. But basically you can see that everything is just covered in white. So this might be a great scene for like a horror film or something. Okay, but we get this bad boy. Anyway, I don't want to tinker too much with this thing. So we sort of understand what the albedo is and how it sort of affects the bigger scheme. Now when we disable just returning the albedo and not tinkering with the color, we get the natural essence of what the what the object is, but also with the light processing and all that stuff. Okay, so this is it for this episode, guys. Quick note. Number one, coding intelligence is now baked into Xcode. So 26.3 is now available on the App Store. You don't have to go through the developer portal to get it. So Xcode 26.3 now enables you to have your coding agent alongside you. You just press this button here, and it will pull up either Claude or codecs, and you could sign in and basically attach your what they call the MPC, but I just call it the AI model provider. Um, you basically can attach it to Xcode, and then be able to query and have a conversation, fully aware of the project that you're in. So you have this project with a bunch of files. You guys know there's a lot of files with this stuff, right? A lot of folders, a lot of files. So you could have a conversation with your agentic coding agent, and it will be aware of the entirety of the project that you're working on, which is pretty cool. You could also use other third-party models. So for example, Gemini and stuff, you will just have to put in some kind of API key or something, which I don't know about. I just use Codex for my intents and purposes. But pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty cool stuff. So Xcode is now 26.3 is now available on the App Store. So you will be able to run it. Now you also need to make sure you upgrade to the latest Mac OS. So that's number one. Number two, you need to make sure that Apple Intelligence is turned on your computer. You need to have Xcode 26.3 on your machine. And then you could start investigating with the Codex and the Claude AI model provider. Now, I know for Codex, you have to sign up for their subscription so that you have access to Codex. I don't know the situation with Claude or any of the other providers. Again, you could use a third-party provider and you just attach it into the thing, and it will do its thing. But AI coding is here, and it's here to stay. So no need to, doesn't make sense to fight it. Just roll with the wave and keep it moving. This is CUDA Education. Thank you for watching. This is the Modern Renderer application. It's a freely available application online. I have a link to the application down below. We have a goal this year of learning a bunch of stuff in Apple Metal in 2026. This particular application runs on Apple Metal 4. So Apple Metal 4, you have to have specific hardware in order to run it, mainly Apple Silicon, and maybe there's some other restraints and stuff. But let's learn Metal in 2026, guys. Let's learn Metal. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.